Привіт, Олександр, привіт, пані та панове. Я дуже радий бути запрошеним на цю стартову зустріч. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here today. And I have a small presentation to share with you that I hope you can see about academic integrity. I'm associated professor at the Center for Research Ethics and Bioethics at Uppsala University in Sweden, and also vice president of the European Network for Academic Integrity. So today I'm planning to tell you a bit about contemporary issues in academic integrity in the European context. And the outline of this presentation is I'm going to tell you a bit more about the ENI as an organization, then about academic integrity today. And I would also like to invite you to the conference that we are going to have in June. But first, the presentation of ENI. So ENI stands for European Network for Academic Integrity. And the purpose of ENI is to support higher education institutions to work together in the field of academic integrity. It all started as a project, Erasmus Plus Strategic Partnership project, with 12 partner institutions from 11 countries. And the project was held between 2016 and 2019. But today we have 33 members and counting. So it's really becoming a large organization with members from many, many different countries. And when it comes to activities we have as an organization, we have a web portal with resources, and I think you might find educational materials interesting, because there are several examples for courses, webinars, and different materials that you might want to use if you are developing courses, and it's free to use. We also have several guidelines for academic integrity that you also can find on our website. We are also trying to raise awareness about academic integrity with regular newsletters coming every 2 months. We are on Facebook and Twitter if you prefer social media. We have annual conferences, and we really would like to invite you to present your research at our conferences. We have training events and workshops. We are really working quite a lot on research, especially in different working groups, and you can read more about our working groups and perhaps join them on our website. When it comes to members, we have members that are legal entities engaged in educational activities such as universities, and each member institution appoints a representative, but we also can be supported on the individual level. And how to become a member, fill the application form that's on our website, and if the board approves you and you pay a fee, which is not really large, you become a member. So why become a member? Because first of all, you're part of a network, and there are really good collaboration opportunities you have. But it also can be seen as a prestige thing, because you show that your institution takes academic integrity seriously and can be used as a marketing tool. You can also elect the board and influence the network. As a member, you have a discount on fees for ENI events, and even for some events that are done by our sister institutions. You can organize conferences and events, and you have access to consultants, experts, mentors, and speakers. You also get regular newsletter, grant opportunities, and access to resources and online training. So we really would like to invite you to join us. So that was about ENI. Now the second part of my speech today, it's about academic integrity today, current issues. So we can start with what is academic integrity. I always say that it's a very peculiar discipline, because it is defined by what it is not. Usually we say, okay, no exam cheating, no plagiarism, no collusion, no falsification, no fabrication, no contract cheating. I mean, imagine if you were teaching anything else in that way, something like physics, by defining what it's not. It's quite peculiar. But when we define academic integrity in this way, how do we teach students? We give them a piece of paper, and what's on the paper? Please don't cheat, don't plagiarize, no collusion, no falsification, no fabrication, don't do any contract cheating or buying essays. And I don't think that's a good idea to define it in this way, because when we define academic integrity by what it is not, we focus on prohibition and correction of students' behavior. We focus on detection, we focus on punishment, but we never teach our students what to do instead. So, of course, there are other ways to define academic integrity. The International Center for Academic Integrity has chosen to focus on virtue ethics, and they define academic integrity as a commitment, even in the face of adversity, to 6 fundamental values: honesty, trust, fairness, respect, responsibility, and courage. So the focus here is on the virtues we want to install in our students. When it comes to INAI, we have another definition in our dictionary that you can find on our website, that academic integrity is compliance with ethical and professional principles, standards, and practices by individuals or institutions in education, research, and scholarship. And you can see here, it's not on the individual level anymore, but we talk about institutions as well. And we cover both education, research, and scholarship. So it's a bit different than telling students not to plagiarize. Another way to see academic integrity is that it's a key competence for sustainable development. And if you see, if you look at Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals that United Nations have provided, you can find several connections to academic integrity. Goal number 4 is about quality of education. You can't have quality of education without academic integrity. Goal number 9 talks about enhancing scientific research, and under goal number 16, you can find a goal to substantially reduce corruption and bribery in all their forms. And those 3 goals are directly connected to academic integrity, but basically you can't have any other goals. You can't have any research and education without academic integrity. So you need it as a key competence to do any of these goals. And when we change this way of defining academic integrity, then we shift the focus to the preventive and pedagogical promotion of academic integrity. We teach students what to do instead, before they do some form of misconduct. So it's not prohibition anymore, it's pedagogical promotion. So how can we teach academic integrity? Well, I usually say that what we need is a holistic approach, because it's not enough to have a simple solution. You can write on a code, you can get your students to sign it, that they won't cheat, and everyone's happy, but they still don't know what to do. You can have a policy, or you can have a lecture on academic integrity in the beginning of their course, but I don't think that's enough, actually, to do just one thing. There's no simple solution to this. What is necessary, of course, is to have a policy with clear objectives and values and proactive approach. But not only the policy, you need to have an action plan. You have to see what is the vision of roles at the institutional level. What procedures are you going to have when it comes to prevention, detection, and even punishment? And you need to have a communication plan. Because if you have policy and action plan, there's still a piece of paper. You need to communicate this to the whole different levels at the university, to both teachers and students and administrators and the leadership. So what I mean by a holistic approach is that there is a need to discuss academic integrity on 3 different levels, on the university level, but also department level and on the course level. On the university level, perhaps you have different departments: academic integrity unit, research ethics unit, disciplinary board, the library can be involved, the unit for academic writing, but also pedagogical development of teachers. All of these units should work together to enhance academic integrity. You can't just put it on the academic integrity unit and think that you have solved the problem. On the department level, you need to have a communication with university level. You need to foster a discussion and have a clear procedures, what you're going to do. You have to give information to students, to teachers, and don't forget new employees. So it's not good enough just to give information once. And you need to involve your students, your faculty, and administrators in enhancing academic integrity. When it comes to the course level, teacher must know what role they have and what they need to do. I'm going to talk also about constructive alignment and why you need to involve students in this. So when it comes to a course level, what do you need as a teacher to know about academic integrity? First of all, be a role model. We are role models for students. So don't plagiarize yourself, of course. Be a role model, how to behave, how to do honest research, transparent research, and honest teaching and transparent teaching. That includes, for instance, don't plagiarize. If you teach, don't plagiarize someone else's presentations. And don't be naive. That's the second part. I don't think people in Ukraine are naive. I live in Sweden and people here can be naive. They don't really expect people to cheat here. I know that you are probably not as naive. So what's important more for teachers? Know what academic integrity is and inform your students, because you are that bridge between these policy documents you have on the university level and your students. Inform them. Know how to discover misconduct and where to report it. Check your procedures. And integrate academic integrity in the curriculum on the course level. I don't think that's enough to have just a short lecture for each student in the beginning of their program about academic integrity. I actually think that academic integrity should be involved in all courses, because usually when someone plagiarizes a text or on the exam, that person wouldn't pass that test. But we usually don't have any learning outcomes or learning activities that tell us anything about this. We don't train our students. We don't train them how to cite and reference properly. We don't discuss these issues with them. We don't have it as a learning outcome. We don't have any learning activities. If you want example of learning activities, go to an IE website and see what educational material is there in order to learn your students how to do things properly and how to reference correctly. Because students are generally very scared. They don't know, most of them don't want to do it wrongly, but they don't know how to do it properly. So we have to really focus on developing academic writing skills. Of course, there are students who will cheat, but most of them don't want, and we want to catch that group and teach them how to do things properly. And involve your students. They're very smart. Choose students champions that can help you in enhancing academic integrity. Have an open discussion with them. Ask them for ideas how to improve academic integrity at your institutions. And last but not least, please join us and present your research and your project perhaps on our next conference, European Conference on Academic Integrity and Plagiarism. The conference is going to be online. It's organized by Mendel University in Brno, Czechia, and Uppsala University in Sweden. And it's going to be held between 9th and 11th of June 2021. And we have just extended the call for papers until March 15th. So please join us. And дуже дякую. And you have my email here.